Good morning, everybody, guys. How are you today? I am again by the sea, in my hometown, enjoying the sunrise. If you can see it, it's just stunning. It's just stunning. Looking at it makes me fully realize how small we are, comparing to the rest of the universe. And seeing those things, it just is a good reminder. So today we're gonna talk again about synchronicities. I love synchronicities, already now, and I experience all the time, and more I notice them, and more they show up in my life every day. Sometimes they are small, sometimes they are big. Sometimes I understand at some point why they show up. Sometimes I don't know. All of them, I came to the conclusion that I believe they tell me that I'm on the right life path. So I always see synchronicities as a good omen, a good sign. So today I'm going to talk about a synchronicity that happened in London quite a few years ago. And involved someone that I met when I lived in New Zealand. So the story starts with this guy, an Italian guy, that worked with me at Shot Espresso in Fulham. A really nice guy. I cannot remember the name, but doesn't matter. So he left the cafe to go to work. He wasn't happy. So he decided to go and work somewhere else where he could earn more and do what he really wants to do, that was making coffee, something he was not doing a shot. They were not letting him do it. But we became quite close, good friends, and we used to go out sometime having drinks, and we got quite close. And when he left, we kept in touch. And one day I went to see him, I went to visit him at the cafe where he was working. That it was in around Wisdom. I can't remember the name. I cannot remember the name of the cafe. Really nice one, right in front of the overground. And I love visiting cafes. Well, I guess that everybody that is in the coffee industry and love coffee and love working in cafe, they love visiting cafes. They can get the idea, tasting different coffee. So that morning, I was off. I went to his cafe. When I arrived, there was this girl that called me my name, and it's like, "Oh, hey, Alex, how are you?" It's like, "Oh," I didn't say anything at first because, I thought maybe I met him before somewhere, and I didn't want to be rude, and tell her straight away that I didn't know who she was. So I just pretended that I knew her, but I had no idea. And she was keep talking to me as she knew me. She knew me very well. So after 20 minutes, I was like, "Okay, look, I am really, really sorry, but I have really no idea who you are." And I tried to try to remember where I met you. Maybe I met you in a bar and I was drunk. Maybe you came for coffee in my cafe in Fulham. I don't know. I really don't know who you are. And she told me, "Well, I worked for you in New Zealand." And then I realized who she was. She worked for me when I was a Kramer 21, and she was a pain in the ass, honestly. She was a really pain in the ass. Very, very troublemaker. She didn't work for us very long. She left. She wasn't happy. But she remembered me, and she moved to London with her boyfriend, and they left New Zealand 2 years earlier than me, and moved to London, and then she got the job in this cafe. So I love the synchronicities. I love them. I love the feeling that we are all connected somehow, even we don't understand it, that we are all connected. It's like energies, like they draw to each other, and meeting this girl in New Zealand, working with this girl in New Zealand that is bloody like 30 hours away from Europe, and then you met her again in London, going to visit a friend. It should be enough to make you. This is a small synchronicity. I had much more complex than this one. But if you add this one to the many others that I had, or someone might have had, you realize that we are connected. We are all connected to each other. So there is a beautiful movie that is Donnie Darko where there is a scene that I remember the day I watched it. It really struck me. I was already in that direction in life. Try to figure out what connects us, but that was at the beginning. And watching that movie, it really gave me a sort of like strong insight about the connections. Made me feel I don't know, when I watched that scene I felt it's obvious, it's so clear. The scene was when the main character, he was in this party, and he started to see clearly how everybody connect to each other, how everybody, meet some other people, and the way they do with. There was this kind of how can I call it? Like a chord, like some sort of energy coming out from the people belly, that like a sort of radar. They would go and find others, and then connect to others, and then literally it wasn't the person to actually walk toward, but it was like this energy cord would like draw the person to the other, and at some point you could see clearly everybody energy connecting each other, and I do feel like this. After so many years, meeting people all around the world, meet them again in some other part of the world, and there is something that we don't see, but that is there, that connects all of us. Sort of like a radio wave. They exist. That's why we can tune to some certain radio station, or we can tune to a TV channel. We don't see it, but they are there, and based on how you tune the frequency, you connect to a TV channel, or you connect to a radio station. So I believe that the same work for us. We emit radio wave, energy, call it whatever you want or whatever you feel suit better yourself, but we emit energy that, based on how we tune it, will connect us to certain people and situations, and as I said many times, happier, positive peaceful is the energy that you emit, you send out, and obviously you're going to connect with all the same frequency. So opposite, if you're feeling shit, sad, upset, you're going to attract that. As many philosophers say, actually, I'm sure that everybody, experienced this or met people that told them, oh, today I was feeling shit, I was feeling bad, and everything went wrong. Everything, one after another. And same things, they would come and say, oh, I was feeling so good today, and then I got these other things that, good things happen one after another. So that's, I believe, it's our energy that we're sending out. So that's why it's very important that we keep. It's hard. It's very hard. That's related to the book club I joined yesterday. It's very hard to stay in the present, but it's really what it's all about. To be in the now and maintain the vibrations, our emotions, as high as possible. And be in the present